Guys, it's 9:05 in the morning. I'm at the barn and Sam's here already. That can mean only one thing. So why am I at the barn at 9 o'clock on a Sunday morning? That's right, it's new car day! Yay! We're gonna cut out the yay. That was too much. It's too much. I'm not a yay person. So yeah, you know how it goes. It's new car day, it's show day, whatever it is, you've got to be somewhere early. Usually to meet your mate who's going to convoy down with you. Now obviously I met Sam at the barn this morning. I said to Sam, I will be there for 9 o'clock because we need to get straight on the road because we're driving to the other side of the country to pick up this car today. But as you can see, it's 9:21 and we're just making our way. So we need to get on the motorway and head on down towards London to go and pick up this car. It's been pretty easy going this morning. We're stopping for fuel. We're about 45 minutes away. Made a bit of an error, so I am starving. I've had no breakfast, and I was hoping that Costco was going to be open to get a giant hot dog or a massive slice of pizza or anything that's just big and greasy and about £3. But unfortunately, it looks like they are not open yet. Even though there's people hanging around outside. I think they're just teasing me. They know I want food, but it's not a thing. In typical road trip fashion, we're probably going to have to stop at McDonald's. But that's not the end of the world, is it? Why am I buying another car? I guess is the question you're asking. That's a good point. But look, the T5's back on the road. The Mini is coming along nicely. And if you haven't been watching the Mini videos, I suggest checking them out. There's been a lot of work that we've done to the Mini and it is almost ready to go. So that means that, you know, I should buy another car? No, really, I should fix some of the stuff that's in the barn. But it turns out that I was sitting at home minding my own business and Sam sent me a link to a car on Facebook Marketplace. That's right, I'm firmly blaming Sam for this one again. Now, it's a car that I know. I've seen this car probably once due to where it is. Yeah, it's a guy off the Owners Club that I know, and I think I saw the car at a London Cartel cruise. Other than that, I haven't really seen it at any shows, I don't think. It was fully repainted just before the pandemic. And then obviously, it's kind of not really done any miles. I think it's done 4,000 or 5,000 kilometers since it was repainted a few years ago. So it's freshly repainted. It is super rare. This car, if you check it online on one of these websites that kind of tell you how many are left, for this particular year, there's 2 of them left. And one of them is listed in a different color. It happens to be this one that is listed as brown, not the correct color. And there's one in the other color for this year. So that makes this a proper rare Volkswagen. That's right, I said it, I'm buying another Volkswagen. We all knew it wasn't going to be long, was it? So with that in mind, we need to put our foot down and head on down to the M25. Then we head north and hopefully within a few hours time, we'll be there. After a few hours in the car, we're here. We're just around the corner and I'm starting to get a bit excited. But what is this car? What do you think it is? Drop it down in the comments before I get to the car and let me know what you think I've bought. It's rare. It's from the early 80s. That is very cool as well. But I have not bought a Skoda Fun pickup. But that looks like... Anyway, so we are just on the lookout for this car. It's a funky colour. It's a rare car. And it is... it's from the early 80s. And there she is! What is it? Oh, look at that. And here it is. Here is my brand new 1985 Nevada Beige Jetta Coupe. Yeah, I know, I said it was rare and I have got 2 others in the barn, but look, come on, other than mine, how often do you see these? It also came with a whole bunch of spares, but it is causing me some problems because I think one of the rear wheels is slightly scrubbing. And seeing as I've got a 2-hour drive ahead of me, kind of want to make sure we can make it as pleasant as possible. So we're going to put some bits in the back of Sam's Kia, and then hopefully this will make it back without any dramas. We've stopped for petrol, but look, it is far too wet to do the walk round. So I think what I'll do, I'll jump back in the car, we'll drive it back to the barn, and then we'll take a look around it while we're inside the warm and dry. Okay, so just a quick update. We're just coming up to the M25, so that means I'm about an hour away from the barn. And how is it so far? Well, it's an old Jetta. I'm absolutely loving it, but there are some issues. Now, there's nothing really drastic. The suspension scrubs a little bit. So we stopped off at Starbucks, got a coffee, took those spares out the boot of this and have put them in the back of Sam's car. And the scrubbing seems to have stopped unless I hit a bump. So we might need to adjust the coilovers a little bit, raise it up, or I don't know, I'll take a look. This has got some BBS RMs on it. I think they are 15 by 8. So really they shouldn't scrub. But again, I don't know the specs of these wheels when they were built. So we'll take a look and see exactly what we need to do. Other than that, the tracking slightly out again, no big deal. You can't get upset that a used car needs the wheel alignment done. And yeah, do you know what? It's quite nice. The heating works, which is nice. I turned the fans on, got showered in stuff. Now I thought it was the heat matrix foam, but actually it turns out it's a bunch of seeds or leaves or I don't know. It's some sort of vegetation. So maybe the heater box doesn't need rebuilding, but yeah, we'll see. Other than that, there's one big problem with this car, and I think, again, it shouldn't be too difficult to sort out, and that's why it came with so many spares. This thing idles like an absolute pig. That's right, I thought I was buying a car that ran perfectly, but even though I knew that there was a bit of a funky setup, I'll go over that when we get up to the barn. It's not happy. But look, this car hasn't been on the road, I think he said in a year, maybe, I'm not sure. But it's a lovely little car. I need to sort out this idling issue. There's a switch on the dash where I have to switch it over. Otherwise, yeah, it runs great unless you're sitting at idle, and then it feels like it wants to cut out. It's a lot better with a full tank of fuel in it, but it's still not perfect.
One week later.
And so here it is, my brand new 1985 Mark II Jetta Coupe. Yes, it's been a little while because the weather's been terrible, and by the time I got it back, it was filthy, it was getting dark. So I thought, you know what, let's put it in the barn for a nicer day. Now, be honest, how many of you came on the journey with me to go and pick this up? How many of you skipped forward to the end just to see what we've actually got here? Let me know down in the comments. But anyway, here it is. Here is my 1985 Jetta Coupe in Nevada beige. I mean, look at it. I mean, I said it was rare, and well, there's not that many Nevada beige Jetta Coupes out there. So let's have a walk around the car and we'll see exactly what I've got and what plans I've got for this going into the show season next year. Did I really need to buy another Jetta Coupe? Well, first things first, I thought this has had a full repaint, but it hasn't. It looks like it's just been blown in down the sides. But still, do you know what? It's a good job, but there are a couple of bits that need touching in. So that's on the list. Now, I'm not planning on doing a huge amount to this car. I want something that's nice to get to the shows in. And when this came up for sale, and for what I thought was a great price, I jumped on it. So let's have a look inside and see what we've got. We have a sea of beige and brown in here. Obviously, we've got some muddy mats, but still. Other than that, what have we got? Now, we start with a brown dash, and this is really only the beginning. We've then got some beige door cards. We've got a wooden Nardi gear knob. We've got a wooden handbrake cover, which I don't know how I feel about that. Seems to catch on there, but we'll come back to that. We've got this wooden Nardi steering wheel. I don't know how I feel about the chrome though. I don't know if that's in keeping with the rest of the car. Now, as far as the seats go, we've got this really interesting beige and brown houndstooth seat fabric, followed up by this brown parcel shelf. I mean, that'd look great with a picnic hamper or some wooden blinds or something, wouldn't it? I'm a big fan of this interior. I think it is very cool, but do I want to make some changes? The front and rear door cards don't match for some reason. Maybe they got sun bleached or they've been swapped out at some point or another. But still, super cool, super retro interior. But one of the biggest problems with this car is under the bonnet. is where the good stuff hides. Interestingly, this has got a 1.8 8-valve K-Jet engine. It's the same engine that came in the early GTIs with the K-Jet engine management system. So we should be able to tweak this and tune it to make some decent power. Or at least make it a little bit more fun on the twisty B roads. But it is hiding one deep, dark secret. Let me start it up and you'll see exactly what I mean. That's right. It idles and kind of runs like an absolute bag of shit. Now, I didn't know this when I bought the car, but look, at the end of the day, it's an 8-valve GTI engine. It's not going to be that hard to fix. Now, if we take a look at the engine, the eagle-eyed viewer out there might be able to spot exactly what the problem is. Did you guess what it is? That's right. This has got some issues. Now, when I bought it, I was told that it had a bit of a funky setup with the K-Jet system. Didn't know that it ran this badly, but it's not the end of the world. Now, the problem is that it's missing the warm-up regulator, and the metering head is actually off of a later car. This is off of a Passat, I believe. So it's electronically controlled in a different way that the early cars were. So that's why there's a switch on the dash that when, I guess, the warm-up regulator would do its thing or finish doing its thing, you flick the switch and it goes into that second setting. But it doesn't work. It's really bad and it just idles like there's a bag of spanners loose in the engine bay. So that's got to be sorted, as well as you may have heard there's a bit of an exhaust leak as well. So a couple of bits and pieces to sort out. But otherwise, I don't think it's that bad. What do you think? We've got a little bit of engine work to do. We've got the bodywork really just needs a couple of little bits touched in, and I think it's good to go. And then there's one last big thing that I want to sort on this car. Let me pop the bonnet down and I'll tell you what it is. Now, controversially, it's these. This has got a set of 15-inch BBS RM wheels on it. They're staggered, so I think they're 7 at the front and 8, maybe 8.5 at the back. Not only do they rub, the centers are a different shade of beige to the car. The metal centers are kind of one piece. So again, they haven't been painted to match the wheel. But also, I'm just not a real big fan of these wheels. I think I'd probably prefer to swap these out and put a set of B-Star RAs on. I've got them on my other coupe and I absolutely love the way that it looks. What do you think? Am I an absolute savage for wanting to get rid of these BBS RMs and sticking a set of B-Stars on? Have you got another set of wheels in mind that you think would actually suit this car a lot better? Let me know, I'd love to hear what you think. So other than wheels, maybe the interior, sorting out the running issues, I think that's probably it. I mean, I don't think there's much more to do with this car to have a really good, solid, reliable daily that's going to get me to all the shows next year. Hopefully, in this colour, we'll get a bit more attention and it'll stand out a bit. At the end of the day, the more people that share this online, the better for this channel. So if you haven't already, please do like this video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me make more bad decisions like this. So is there anything else I should do to this Jetta? What would you do if this was yours? Is this your idea of a perfect retro Volkswagen? Do you in fact think it's rare? So guys, again, let me know what you think down in the comments. I'm gonna go and put this in the barn because it looks like the weather is gonna get terrible. My hair is getting blown all over the place. So on that note, guys, thanks for watching and I'll see you on the next one.